If you'll all gather close around the phonograph and listen carefully, I'll tell you how we're going to have a whole lot of fun.
Good afternoon, Austin, Texas. You are tuned into KOOP HD1 HD3 Hornsby 91.7 FM on your radio dial, streaming worldwide at koop.org. Thank you to Rush and the fantastic Footnotes, who just put on an outstanding performance here in our studios for the singer and the song. And again, they will be performing tonight at Barrel of Fun, Alamo Drafthouse Mueller. And that is it's at 7, right, Rush? Doors are at 7. Performance actually starts at 7, and they play from 7 until 10. So much fun. So I do encourage you to support Co-op and check that out if you don't have anything else to do. Who doesn't love an early show with excellent parking? My name is Dot Matrix. You are now tuned into The Girlie Show here on KOOP. The Girlie Show is your weekly destination for all female vocals all the time. Stylistically bold with an emphasis on X-Wave, X-Pop, and a dash of disco hedonism. And today I have a guest with me. I am so excited to introduce you to the very glamorous, very lovely Barbie De Facto. And she has an EP coming out very soon and is going to be holding a launch party here in the next week. And we're going to talk about that. She is an artist and is really, really someone I'm excited about here locally. So I'm going to start the hour off with some music that is kind of compatible with her style. And then we'll bring her in and we'll talk about her and her music. And we'll have a great time. She is very fun. And I'm glad you're here with me. Again, this is The Girlie Show. And you are tuned into KOOP. Let's listen to a few tracks here. I've got some Fantagrams, some Purity Ring, maybe some Grimes, and we'll go from there, so do stick around. And welcome back to The Girlie Show. You are tuned into KOOP HD1 HD3 Hornsby, online at koop.org, and streaming, I just said streaming online, on your FM dial, or rather, your terrestrial dial. We are at 91.7 FM. I'm just super relaxed in here. It's actually very fragrant in the studio today. Barbie De Facto and I were just talking off mic. She mentioned that it smells like a Versace forest.
It's so fabulous in here.
It's so fabulous. Yes, and I think it's the Footnotes. I think that they have some kind of musk that brings to mind.
It's their aura.
It is. It smells good. We're nice and comfortable, feeling relaxed, ready to talk about this vision before me, this beautiful woman, Barbie De Facto, based in Austin. Multi-visual performance, musical artist extraordinaire.
Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. I am just absolutely honored and over the moon that you're here with me today. Thank you for spending this hour with me. And I can't wait to introduce you to our listeners, share your music with them, and leave them wanting more, as we do.
I totally appreciate it. This is the most perfect platform for this sound. And what we're doing here, we're redefining and carving out a new sound in Austin, Texas. And so I appreciate that you developed this show to be able to empower women to share their voice. That's really cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It turned into something bigger than I ever thought it could be. And it's because of women like you who are willing to come and share yourselves, make yourselves vulnerable, and talk about your art and open these gates to other women who want to do the same here. And we were talking about before my show started, we were watching the Footnotes wrap up and talking about that Austin sound. And a lot of times when people think about the Austin sound, they think of a roots sound or a country sound, a wonderful thing. It's a great thing, but it is a male-dominated sound, and that's one of the many different scenes and sounds that Austin offers.
Absolutely.
And you've got this beautiful, glamorous synth, just acrobatic vocals, wonderful things happening. We've talked to bands that you're familiar with, Anatomy, who's been on the show.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, so tell me more about this sound that you're redefining and making available to us here locally, and we'll go from there. Take it, the mic is yours.
Sure, okay. So really how this all got instigated was since online is where we live mostly, I had probably the worst demo of my vocal career just hanging out there. But what was important was that I had done my darndest to create it all myself and use as many programs as I could to figure out how to get my voice to people and kind of send that out into the universe. I'm very spiritual, but I'm not religious. But I do feel like if there's something that's at the root of you, that you need to follow that out of curiosity, because you don't know what kind of ripple you're going to create for the rest of the people around you. And so that's really my deepest why. And I have to keep going back to that and remembering that's why I'm doing this in the first place, is to inspire other people and other women to do and be the fullest version of themselves while they're here and grow their spirit. So back to the point, I ended up putting this demo. I did one take of myself over this track that I created and made sure that I made mention of that. And my co-writer, manager, he's like my ferocious angel, Heath Toll, found me. And I get this Facebook message, and you never know what's going to happen in life because it's a big mystery. And he was like, "Hey, we want to work with you, Guerin Music and Tim Guerin," and told me a little bit about himself, but it was very concise and very like, okay, this person's for real, which is always amazing when somebody has their stuff together.
I believe it.
There's more of not that in the world than there is of that, and the more that I got to know these men and got to work with them, they're like the most loving, professional, kind people, but they want to grow you. They're not going to mix words. They're going to tell you how it is, you know?
Right.
So that's a lot of, the best work that I've done is this record to date. And I've been pursuing this since I was 17.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard it, and it was love at first listen for me.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. It was love at first listen, and it sounds like you've been doing this for years. It shows that it's a labor of love, and I can't wait to share it with the listeners.
Oh, this is a dream come true that you are the first person that is going to broadcast this over the airwaves. And that's so special to me because literally this is a monumental event for me in my path as a human.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, for mine too. And that I get to be your worldwide debut. Here on KOOP Community Radio in Austin, Texas, The Girlie Show with Dot Matrix. We are talking to Barbie De Facto. If you are just tuning in, she is an Austin artist and she's amazing. And I keep teasing how great the music is, but it's because I've been listening to it for 2 weeks now. Not tired of it. You're going to love it. Why don't we give the listeners a taste? We can play a track and then we'll come back. Now, this track has an especially awesome meaning for you. We're going to play Yellow Window. It's the first track off of your upcoming EP.
Yes.
And when we come back, we're going to listen to it and we'll talk about why this is such a meaningful track to you. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about your extraordinary team. All right.
Sounds great.
You are tuned into The Girlie Show. This is Barbie De Facto and Dot Matrix, and we will be right back. And we are back. That was track number 1 from Barbie De Facto's upcoming EP that you will be releasing a week from today.
Yes.
And
23rd.
the EP is an eponymous titled Barbie De Facto is the title of the EP?
Yep, self-titled. Just wanted it to be as straightforward as possible, and so that you get in there and you're surprised and you're excited by it. So there's no preset around it. It's all inclusive.
Love it. Love it. And that track was Yellow Window.
Yes.
I think that is an absolutely beautiful track. It's got so many interesting little moments in it.
Thank you.
It's very textured. I love that. I love your voice. I love all the sounds and the feeling and the flow. So that is a very special track to you. Let's talk about why and kind of the story behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was a little bit further into learning how to write and record with my team. And what ended up happening was so Tim Guerin let me create some stimulus for him to go off of. And I was like, are you kidding me? You want me to give you inspiration? Okay. And he was asking me, do you ever just sing little things here and there and record them? And I'm like, all the time. That's how this works. And so I had a couple of days ago sat in traffic with my iPhone, and what came out was Yellow Window, and I didn't think much of it, but having this conversation a few days later with Tim, it made sense. He's like, send me what you have. And that was the one that kind of inspired him, and he created the masterpiece that you hear. That the piano, he played the piano on there. That's one of my favorite parts of that song.
Mine too. It's just enchanting when that comes in.
Yeah. And the reward is at the very end of the song too. That was very intentional. I wanted people to go on the journey with us from the start to the very end. So that large harmony at the very end was like, that's the payoff. And I love harmony so much. Like I think a lot of new music is missing that.
I would have to agree. I absolutely would. And harmony is a thing I love too. I know that when I play music on the show that has particularly amazing harmony, I always just find myself calling it out. I was raised on the Beach Boys. I mean, talk about harmony. Yeah.
God only knows. Yeah.
What I feel about you. Yeah. Yes. And if you wondered if any of her voice is auto-tuned or produced, no, that is you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you just provided an a cappella sample to my listeners, because I was actually doing a little homework, just trying to look around and see what I could find out about you. And you don't have a huge online presence. You've got your Instagram and some of your, I found some acoustic music that you had performed, and it was just, your voice is just gorgeous. It sounds amazing with production. It sounds amazing raw and on its own. I found a cover of the Beatles, In My Life, and that song always gives me the weepies, and the way that you sang it just gave me chills. So
thank you.
Your voice stands on its own, but it is perfect for the kind of music you're making on this EP. If I could just have taken a moment there and just fangirled out a little bit.
Oh my gosh, you're my bestie now. This is how this works.
Yeah, no, I think you've got the voice for this kind of synth magic glitter kind of pop, and I love it.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Well, was there anything more you wanted to share? You have a great team as you're putting this EP together. You have a really strong team you've mentioned. You touched a little bit on Heath and Tim, and you've got a videographer as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Lucy Sika she's amazing to work with. We've been working on a music video lately, and aside from that, for the live visual aspect of it, she's a dancer. So she knows how things are supposed to go to a beat, and all the visual work that she did for the live show, it's incredible. No one else, you haven't ever seen anything like it. So I'm very excited to share that at the Townsend. It's going to be great.
Cannot wait. I cannot wait to see that. And it will obviously sparkle. There will obviously be
Tons.
a lot of. We're both, Barbie and I wish you could see the studio. I wish I should start like doing Facebook Live or something when I have guests, because we are both all done up today.
Totally.
Here in the Versace forest of aromas and scents, we've definitely got the glitter on. So we'll have to post a picture out after the broadcast here. But speaking of glitter, one of my favorite tracks off your upcoming EP is Glitter. That's GLTTR.
Yes.
And if you would like to introduce that, we'll play that one next.
Sure. It's so shiny, it needs no vowels. That's how that happened.
Love it. Oh my God, that's fabulous.
Yeah, I'm just okay. So it kind of starts with how, and this is pretty heady. So human beings have domesticated themselves over time to show their worth on their exterior by wearing objects like jewels and gold and silver and so now we fast forward to modern day society, and now we've got glitter on everything. So and I, right now I've got at least 4 rings on. My tights are they're black, but they're covered in glitter, and then I have a pearl necklace on, and I made a quartz crystal necklace. This is like my protective element.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that's because I'm from Austin. I've got that kind of thing going on in there. So I'm completely obsessed with being feminine and girly, and but also being strong and knowing that it's totally okay to be whatever version of girl that you are. There's no template that anybody has to fit into, and then you should just cover it in glitter.
I love that. I agree fully. And that's something that this show has been really, really big on, is that, you can be as femme as you want. You can sparkle as much as you want. You can be as just whatever. You can be as bare, or you can be as festooned. It doesn't matter. Whatever your vibe is, whatever your look is, we are all women, and how we present is completely unapologetically up to us.
Absolutely. There is no not sorry in that sorry.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, this is a really fun track. I love it. Listen closely. It's kind of cheeky. I love the cheekiness of this track. You are listening to The Girlie Show. I am Dot Matrix, and I am talking to Austin's very own Barbie De Facto today. We are highlighting songs from her upcoming EP, and this is Glitter. Enjoy.
Glitter, I want it all over me. I want that glitter. I want that glitter. I want
Welcome back to the Girlie Show here on KOOP 91.7 FM, streaming online at koop.org. You can also find out more about the Girlie Show on our website, which I just mentioned the URL. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. Just search at Girlie Show Radio. And we are here this week talking to Barbie De Facto, Austin's very own, very brilliant artist. This hour, it's like 4:35. I can't believe it. It's been flying.
It went quick.
Too quick. I need to have you back again.
Okay.
I would love that.
I would love that too. That's amazing.
I know. It's just I'm feeling so good right now, and it's you coming here and sharing yourself and your art with me and the listeners of the Girlie Show, KOOP Radio here in Austin. We just heard the most fun track. It's one of my favorites on your EP, Glitter. That was awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was fun to make.
Right on.
Yeah. Of all the topics I could draw from the ether, that one was, we need to do glitter.
We need glitter. We absolutely do. And I am so excited for your EP to come out. You are having a release party a week from tonight at the Townsend.
Yes.
Here in Austin. And we can talk a little bit more about that, what people are going to get from that, what we can expect. There will be another KOOP personality there besides myself.
Yes.
And the reason why we met,
it's true.
I owe him like a dozen vegan cupcakes for this introduction. I swear.
My gosh. Can I eat them with you?
Of course.
Okay,
yes,
good.
yes, absolutely. So Ashura Sunil from Darkest Before Dawn will be DJing at your event.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm super excited. He's going to do a special synth pop set, so that'll be great, and it'll keep us dancing long after my performance happens. So what people can expect, the Townsend's got Italianate architecture and beautiful chandeliers and a red carpet, and as long as people show up in their fullest form of themselves, like the most dangerous outfit they have in the closet.
I love it.
Yes. There is a mad fabulous judge of the evening who's my best friend, and he's gonna come out real loud too. He's got like so many sequins in his wardrobe. So he gets to pick the person that's going to go home with the 90-minute massage from Massage Element. So that'll be really cool.
Excellent.
Yeah. They have such amazing drinks and charcuterie, and it's a to-do. That's how a release that you care about should be.
Absolutely. It should be a festive, just fun bomb. Basically.
Totally. It's a total glittery fun bomb.
Absolutely. And doors are at 7 for that.
7:30, but
7:30.
It's important to get there because there's a lot of people that are, they did say they're coming. So
excellent. So yes, there has been an RSVP through Barbie De Facto's newsletter. If you are listening and you were one of the people who RSVP'd, do arrive early. The show is open to the public. And
Yes.
Where can they go online to find out more about the show? Where can listeners go?
So barbiedefacto.com is the main center for all information about me, and then it's you can Google to find some other interesting things out there all over social media, that whole bit.
That's what happens, absolutely. And with the internet, we do have our footprints, our glittery footprints.
In this case, yes.
Yes. And I follow you on Instagram. I absolutely love your photos and your costumes and your makeup, and all of that is so fun. So you are on Instagram, you are on Facebook, and that's just Barbie De Facto as well, if people search for that.
Absolutely.
Outstanding. Okay, well, if you're listening, you know where to find Barbie and find out more about her. And let's do another track off the EP. We'll give everybody else just one more taste.
Okay.
And let them know what they're in for if they are interested in finding that album out there as well. This one is Crown. Would you like to introduce it?
Absolutely. So this is basically about being the fullest version of who you are. And
Mad
being
fabulous.
confident. Yes, absolutely. And just be aware that when you say that you are something, get behind yourself, because you're the person that has to be the source of the belief in you for other people to really support what your vision is.
Absolutely. be your own advocate?
Yes,
Unapologetically so.
absolutely 100% correct.
All right, that's a heck of a message. Let's listen to it. This is Crown by Barbie De Facto, premiering here on The Girlie Show.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Diamond coated lights, your grace is so divine.
I just feel so amped up. We were just talking off mic about how we're both just kind of hyper right now because everything feels so good and so just positive. And that track is a big anthem. I get anthem vibes from it, and I love the little disco undercurrents in there. Yeah, the high energy kind of throwback, a little 80s retro, but very current as well. So that's a fun one. That's a dancer. That's a banger. Oh,
it's totally, yeah. I can't wait to see everybody just get in the middle of the dance floor and go for it.
I know I will.
Awesome. Yes.
Hashtag mad fabulous.
Totally. Yeah, you won't be alone because there's a lot of dancers that are coming.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I think we've got probably about 15 minutes left. I see Amy has come in. She's going to be taking the helmet fresh from the underground today. So everyone listening, do stick around for that. Basically what Barbie is doing, everything on Fresh from the Underground is released within the last 2 years, and it's underground. So right up this alley. We're going to keep that vibe going for sure. And I just hope that what we've shared today has helped influence artists who are thinking of doing this. DIY is so big right now.
Very important.
Everybody I've had on the show is completely DIY. And a lot of people have connected through social media, through Facebook, through Instagram. And it's amazing what you can do without having to go through all the hoops of a label or an agent or all that. And you can just give people what they want, and they can give you that feedback immediately.
It's totally accurate. But I would encourage to anybody that's in the artist community to seek out a producer, because there's no way that you can be a master at every single facet. And to really get the right people to take notice, you have to hone it in and do a really great job so that it can actually cut through the rest of the sounds that are out there. And, that you do have to be responsible. And all of the shirts that I have are lovingly hand pressed.
Oh, wow.
So, and locally, like me and Jeff from Atomic Pomegranate.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're not one is like the other because we did that. So, but do seek out, there's a lot of good resources at Space, even if you're an artist, if you are trying to get your vision complete, because that's a really tricky thing to go, hey, here's a sound I made on my phone, and then give it over to somebody and they may or may not get it, but there are some masters out there. So you just need to go hang out at Space or some place like that.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's good advice for anyone listening. And you have had some very strong influences. I believe that you will become an influencer at some point. You're just brilliant, and I am so happy that you've been here. I've loved talking to you, and I would love hearing about some influences that have played into the creation of Barbie De Facto.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's a huge honor. This has been totally amazing, and I really appreciate this. So just to talk about a couple of influences, both my parents are musicians, so that was where the addiction started. And outside of that, though, when I saw Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation, and I saw Paula Abdul, the dancing and the singing, just completely compelling. And outside of that, there are some women that they sound like themselves, they're timeless, and they sound like women. And Annie Lennox and Tracy Thorn, those are voices that are like, you take them with you forever.
Yes.
My mom used to sing Apron Strings to me when I was a baby.
Killing me.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So these are just little things you download, in your path, and they kind of provoke you in a certain direction, and you end up the way that you end up. But you do, like we were talking off air, you do have to cultivate your art. You have to practice very consistently to make sure that the muscles are there, and you can just rely on them, and you can just express yourself, and it comes out right.
Yes, and even with a gift, there is a lot of work required.
Absolutely.
Even with talent, it has to be exercised
Well, that's how you honor your gift.
Yes.
Is that you exercise it.
Yeah.
And then you give it away.
I love that. I love that. And you have done that today. You have absolutely given me a gift and everybody listening. And
You're going to make me cry on air.
oh, well, we are very much, we embrace our emotions here on the Girlie Show. You are in a safe space. But yeah, no, it's been a beautiful experience having you here. And I'm so grateful that you've chosen to come here to the Girlie Show and share yourself and your art with me and with my listeners. And it's going to be a lot of fun, seeing what you do, where you go, and we will absolutely follow you every step of the way here on the Girlie Show.
Thank you for providing that for Austin.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's this community. I love this city, and KOOP loves Austin. Austin is our priority here, and so we're just honored that we have so much talent here to showcase.
Yeah, Austin is there's just so many people that are so talented, and I think we were talking again off air that you could literally go out every single night and see a show.
Unbelievable. Yes.
Of any kind.
Yes. Yes. And any genre, any performance, any cost level, any price point, any club, and it's a gift. It's really something unique here.
Absolutely.
Well, cool. Well, let's hear some tracks from a couple of your influences. I've got some Janet Jackson.
Yes.
I've got some Everything But the Girl.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's listen to some of those, and then we'll come back and say goodbye and go from there.
All right. Sounds great.
You've been listening to Barbie De Facto on The Girlie Show with me, Dot Matrix, here on KOOP 91.7 FM, listener-supported community radio for Austin. And that does it for the Girlie Show today. You have been tuned into KOOP 91.7 FM. You are still tuned into KOOP 91.7 FM. I have been Dot Matrix, and I have been joined by Ms. Barbie De Facto.
Yes, this was such a pleasure. So thank you.
It was awesome. Thank you so much. Again, BarbieDeFacto.com, and that's DEFACTO.
Yes.
BarbieDeFacto.com for any information. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
This was great.
Oh, it was wonderful. And I am looking forward to seeing what comes next from you.
Yeah, this is going to be amazing. The
Awesome.
future's very bright, and
Very
very
bright,
glittery.
very sparkly, very shiny. I love it. I love it. Well, I am going to make way for Amy and Fresh from the Underground. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, you can contact me anytime online, Facebook, Instagram at Girlie Show Radio, or you can shoot me an email, girlie@koop.org, for feedback, requests, information, what have you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next week. In the meantime, stay breezy.